In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about using Apple Cash. I am talking about Apple Cash, which is like a little bank account of cash that sits inside your Apple Wallet and is one of the payment methods that you can choose when you're paying with Apple Pay. I know all of those terms get confusing, and I do have a separate video that explains a little bit more about the difference between those terms, so I'll link that up here if you're confused about it. So first, let's make sure that you have Apple Cash set up. You're going to open up your wallet, and Apple Cash is in everyone's Apple Wallet by default, but it's not set up by default. So click on Apple Cash, and if you haven't set it up before, you'll click on Set Up Now. You'll click Continue, and then you'll confirm with your Touch ID or Face ID. So let's look at some of the things that you can do with Apple Cash. First, let's look at sending money. So you click on Send a Request, find the person you want to send it to, or click on their name, put in the amount you want to send them, click Send, and then you can type in a comment, and then you click Send, and then it's going to give you this menu about where you're sending the money from. Now, it's going to default to your Apple Cash, but if you don't have any money in your Apple Cash account, or if you don't have enough, you can send it from a debit card. Any debit card that's connected to your Apple Wallet will show up in this menu. And if you don't want to send from Apple Cash, you can turn that option off and you can choose a debit card instead. But most of the time, if you have money in your Apple Cash, you're going to want to default to that. So once it's correct, you're going to do your Touch ID or Face ID. It will immediately show up in the other person's Apple Cash. Now let's look at requesting money. You're going to click that same button, Send a Request. You're going to find the person, put in the amount, and then click Request. And then you can type in what it's for, and then click Send. And then it'll sit in your pending requests until the person actually sends you that money. And she sent me the money and it showed up in my account. Now, the next thing you might want to do is add money to your Apple Cash account. If you want to spend from your Apple Cash account, you have to make sure that you have enough money in there for whatever you want to spend. So you open up Apple Cash, go into upper right, and click Add Money. The minimum amount you can add at a time is $10. Click Add. And then it's going to give you the option of your connected debit cards right here. Any debit card that's in your Apple Wallet will show up here as an option. Click which one you want to send money from, and then do your Touch ID or Face ID to confirm it. And it's immediately going to put that money in your Apple Cash account. All right, so now you've got some money in your Apple Cash, so you'd probably like to spend it. You can spend money in your Apple Cash at physical stores and online. So if you're at a physical store and you're checking out a register, if you have an option, you're gonna click that you're paying with a credit or debit card, because Apple Cash does act like a prepaid debit card. And then when the register is ready on your phone, you're gonna open up your Apple Wallet and click on Apple Cash. You're gonna have to do your Touch ID or Face ID, and then hold your phone close to the register wherever you see the NFC symbol. When it goes through, you'll see a check mark on your phone, and then on your Apple Cash page, you should see the transaction that you just did. Apple likes to advertise that you can use Apple Cash anywhere that accepts Apple Pay, but there are some limitations. You are limited to the amount of money that's in your account, so sometimes you will run into problems with places that want to put a hold on your account. For example, gas stations, when you're trying to buy gas, will often put a pretty high dollar amount hold on your account when you start pumping the gas. So if you only have $50 in your Apple Cash and the gas station's trying to hold $100, it's going to decline. There also are some places that just won't accept prepaid debit cards. For example, places that are doing a recurring charge, like a gym membership, usually won't take a prepaid card. So next, let's take a look at how you can use your Apple Cash to spend money online. So anywhere online that accepts Apple Pay, if you select Apple Pay as your payment method, and then change to Apple Cash as the thing you want to pay from, then it'll be deducted straight from your Apple Cash account. Most places these days take Apple Pay, so that's usually the way you're going to do it, but you do have another option for places that don't take Apple Pay. You're gonna open up your wallet, click on Apple Cash, and then click in the menu on the upper right, and then click Card Number. Confirm your identity, and then it's gonna pull up your virtual card number for your Apple Cash. You'll see a card number, an expiration, a security number, and it is going to be a Visa card. So this can be typed into any website just like any other credit or debit card. So that way you can spend directly from your Apple Cash, even if they don't take Apple Pay. Next, let's look at how you can get your money out of your Apple Cash. If you have money sitting in there and you'd like to transfer it to your bank account, you have a couple different options. Open up your Apple Cash, click in the menu in the upper right, click Transfer to Bank, click the amount of money you want to transfer out, click Next. And then you're gonna have an option to transfer to a debit card instantly, but there is a charge for that. Apple Cash does charge a 1.7% fee for transferring instantly to a debit card. The minimum fee is 25 cents and the maximum fee is $25. And it is going to default to whichever debit card you last used to add money to your Apple Cash. But if you want to transfer your money out for free, you can click to add a bank account. And you see it takes 1 to 3 days and it is free. So click in here and you're going to add your routing number and your account number of your bank. And then you'll click Next and confirm your transaction. One other thing to know about Apple Cash is there is no ATM access. You can't use an ATM to take money out or put money into Apple Cash. You have to do everything through online transfers. If you do have any questions about Apple Cash, please do leave them down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them down there, or maybe you'll give me an idea for another video. If you like helpful videos like this, please do subscribe to this channel. I'm gonna leave my subscribe link right here. I'd love to have you.